Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Maori Churr TV. And this is the program I've got this afternoon. It's called Talking Voices. And I have a friend, a very good friend of mine's coming on, and we're going to be talking about what she has done, since she's left New Zealand, and what she's done in New Zealand, and now she's living in America, in Arkansas, America. And her name is Kapotahi Tuhini Frederikson, and she's going to be coming up with me in a few minutes. So we're looking forward to this. Anyway, right now, I'd like to maybe just bring her up, and then we'll see what we can talk to her about. So here she is. I'd like to bring up Kaputahi. Hello, how are you?
Kia ora, Dino.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Well, it's good to have you on my program, Talking Voices, and welcome to Maori Churr TV, and welcome to Talking Voices. It's a pleasure to have you on. I'm so happy you said yes.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Dino. What an honor and a privilege. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Wow, we've got a lot to talk about here. Where you originally come from, and a little bit of background history, if you don't mind. So let's start.
Sure.
Let's start off where you're from originally, like you're from New Zealand, and
yes,
a place called
Hastings.
All right. So can you talk to me a little bit about that? Growing up?
Yes, yes. Well, Hastings or Hawke's Bay is known as the fruit bowl of New Zealand because of the beautiful growing climates and the dirt and everything, orchards, vineyards, gardens. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'd like to show this picture, and this picture here is of you and your dad, I believe.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's my dad. That was taken in 2015.
Yes.
I flew home to unveil our mother, and me and Dad just decided to get in some family time, and he said, "Hey, you want to grab some steak at their local restaurant?" And when I saw it, I had to say to Dad, "That's not a steak."
Wow.
So
your dad worked in is it Pacific? It's called Pacific,
yes,
right?
yes, Pacific meat processing plant. I would probably be wrong, but it is a beef abattoir.
Right.
And he was there for, I think, about 35 years.
Wow.
They're a long time. Mm-hmm.
And your mom also worked in a factory as well, or?
Yes, yes. My mother was a leading hand at Watties, J. Watties at the time.
Oh.
And then she went across the road where they call it the can plant, and she'd been working probably 40, maybe 50 years of her life.
Wow.
And so Mummy was down one end, and I was working down the other end of the can plant. And what that is making cans for Heinz Watties to put the produce in the cans.
Right. Wow. So there's memories for you back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when
Yes.
when did you come over to America, or the story of you coming over here? What brought you over to America? Let me put it that way.
Well, what brought me over, and this is the truth, is the love of my life,
Right.
Dennis.
Yes,
he was the reason why he was the reason why I came, and he and I wanted to meet because we'd been talking for about 2 to 3 years online.
Right.
And Yahoo was the big thing back then. back then. Yeah. So we talked and talked and talked, and I said, "Hey, can I come over and meet you?" And he said, "Yes." So I came over for my 40th birthday, and I've been here ever since.
Wow, that's amazing. So
Righty.
well, I'm sure you have been home since then, a
Yes.
couple of times,
Yes.
right? Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We sorted through immigration, and he and I decided to marry, and we were a little bit nervous, but I think it was the best thing that he and I could have ever done for each other.
Right.
And we're still together, so
Oh,
that's a good thing.
it's a good thing. It's a good
Right.
yeah, Dennis is a very nice gentleman. I've met him. I down when I was in Washington with you guys down there. So now I also like to show these are a couple of your friends, good friends, and I'm sure they want to say hi to you. So I'm going to pull this picture
Okay.
up. There you go.
Okay.
Do you know those people?
Yes, Miriam and Albie. Oh my gosh, look at
Yeah, there you go. All right. So
them. Yes,
so what can you
I
tell me
met
about your two
them.
buddies there? Oh,
Okay, so
by the
this
way,
is
yeah, by the way, I have a few people watching on. You've got Jody on. You've got Lawrence from Queenstown in New Zealand, and these are the two
hi.
people. There's Christy's on, Mark's on. There's quite a few people that are on. So I'm sure they all want to say hi to you, and they're listening to what you got to say. So sorry, you can carry
Okay,
on what you're going to say about your friend.
okay, okay. Well, this is my first trip ever to Baltimore, and what took me there was a big, huge kaupapa or event.
Yeah,
And this was Tupu Iho that came to Washington, D.C., where they set up at the Smithsonian. And this was the first time I'd met Albie and Miriama,
right.
and I've been stuck like glue to them
Yeah,
since that time.
nice, nice people. Very nice.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So,
So we had to get in a picture, and where we are actually is we are at Kate's place.
oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, Kate and Nico's place. That's where the picture's taken. Yes.
yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your work. This is what
Okay.
you do. This
Yes.
this is something that you've done since you've been over in the States, and
Yes.
I think Dennis played a role with you in in doing this bone carving too. Am I correct?
Yes. 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 Definitely. I had no clue how to do any kind of bone carve,
Right.
but I was absolutely blown away just how much Dennis knew a lot about carving wood, more specifically. And he thought that it would be a good way for me to try and bring a little bit of home uh, to America. And when I started off with carving, I was horrible. I didn't know how to use the tooling, the equipment, and so forth. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But luckily, Dennis, encouraged me to keep going and keep going and keep going, and reach right down in the pit of my stomach and really
Amazing.
show what was deep inside of me. This piece here is proudly worn by
Let me go
by
back.
Royal. That piece right there
Yeah.
is worn by Royal. I'm proud that my Whanonga Royal wears that piece, and when I see it, it melts my heart with absolute gratitude that he thinks the same way.
Well, what a great job. Look at that. That's a beautiful piece, and I'll tell you.
Yes,
And here's another piece I want to show everybody. Look at that.
yes.
Wow.
That is another technique. That's another technique that Dennis taught me. This is more engraving, as opposed to cutting out the design and
Yeah.
adding a little bit of design in the bone is a beautiful technique. It's
Mhm.
it's it's amazing what you can do when you've got good tooling.
That's correct. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
yeah. So, talk to me about how did you set up? Like you're set up now at home, right? And
Hmm.
and you not
Yes.
only just do that. What else do you do?
Well, what else I do is I weave. I love to weave. I weave kakahu, which is feathered cloaks. And there is a difference between kakahu and korowai.
Mm-hmm.
Korowai is world known and everybody uses it. Korowai is you don't add feathers to your cloak.
Right.
But what I've got right there, I've added feathers. So therefore it is a kakahu, a feathered cloak. And that's what I do. It's what I'm teaching now with my buddy, Carly Brown. And, I've got a couple of my pieces up for sale, but we really are trying to keep this beautiful tonga alive, and we teach it online.
Wow, that's amazing. So how do people, if they want to get hold of you and purchase, say, like, some of the pieces that you've done, what do they do? How do they
Mm-hmm.
get hold of you?
Okay, well, I have a Facebook group, and it's called One Catch Art. And what that means is Kapotahi in English translation has actually two translations.
Yes.
Kapo means to catch,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Tahi means one. So I thought I would take an English spin on my
Nice.
name and call my group One Catch Art.
Nice.
And that's where you can find me or message me here on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of my stuff on the Facebook group for some time.
Yeah. And that's a nice purse that you did. That's a purse, right?
Yes,
That's
yes, it is.
that looks very nice.
It is. That technique is known as taniko. Taniko is a decorative border. When anyone purchases knows kakahu or korowai,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see a beautiful, beautiful band either below on the bottom of the cloak or at the top, and it's usually colorful. Well, that technique is taniko.
Mm.
So I thought that I would try my hand at doing taniko purses, and I guess it must have worked out okay because they're overseas now
Yeah.
in the hands of happy women.
Oh, that's hey. So you've got some products starting to reach out there. So because there's a lot of people that are watching today. They're from
Mhm.
around the world, not just the States and not just Canada where we are. So, some back home in New Zealand, Australia, and then you've got South Africa, and then I got China, China and Japan on watching. So this is amazing. Now I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she
Mhm.
asked me a question,
Mhm.
and it's concerning the tamoko. Now, the tamoko is
Mhm.
what you have on your chin. A lot of people say it's a tattoo. So
Mhm.
I just want to get you to explain, to educate them, and and let them understand what the meaning of it is, because it's very
Mhm.
important to the Maori
Mhm.
Maori culture. So I'm gonna let
Mhm.
you explain it. I'm gonna go off the screen a bit, and I'm gonna let you talk about that. So,
Okay, kia ora. Tāmoko, the explanation of it, in my opinion, varies from iwi to iwi, iwi being tribe. While one tribe will say Tāmoko means this, another tribe will say yes, but it also means this. So each iwi has their own interpretation of what Tāmoko is. For me to kōrero or talk about Tāmoko really lies in the hands of the artists themselves, because they are taught, they are well versed, they understand everything. They are the ones that know this work inside and outside. What I have here, I guess, would kind of fall under the umbrella of a tāmoko. This is known as a moko kauai, which means a facial or chin, a chin marking.
mhm.
Okay, so to have one, well, I can't speak for every other woman that has got a moko kauai. It was important for me to seek the blessing of my dad. If my nanny and my papa were alive, I would go to them and ask their blessing. It's big for me.
Yes.
I can't speak for anyone else, other women who seek it.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, I think they kind of know that it's a good idea to kōrero or talk to a parents, grandparents. If they are not alive, then, an elder or a kaumātua that you love and respect, you have a kōrero or talk with them. So it meant everything to me to have my dad's blessing. When I first mentioned it, he said no. Just so you know, he had his own reasons, but I was unrelenting. And it came down to a conversation between me and my dad. He asked me why, was it important? And I said, well, I just lost my mother. And, because I loved my mother so much, so it meant everything to me to honor her, because she was the backbone, she was the forefront of our family. And I felt in my own way that I wanted to put her here to, be able to walk this life with her. So first and foremost, it's an honor to my mother, as well as my grandmothers and my grandfathers, from both my iwi, Kahununu, Ngāti Kahununu, and Tuhoi. So again, going back to the artists who do this, when you talk to them, because they've been trained and well-versed in people all throughout New Zealand understand the marking of who it is you represent. So you can't walk into a tattoo parlor and say, give me one of those. It doesn't work like that.
Yes.
You see,
right. Yeah.
It takes pride and place first, in my opinion, to seek a blessing from, in this case, my dad. And once he agreed, I had got in touch with a taumoko artist. His name is Kapotahi. I know a lot of us know him.
Yes.
And he lives in Whakatane. So I was here in America. I set up the appointment. And anyway, off I go. I was going home for Mummy's unveil.
Yeah.
And got it done. So it just went together beautifully. So not only is this prideful of my mother and my ancestors, I'm also wearing the pride and aroha of the artist, in this case, Kapotahi.
Yeah. Respect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now this is you at work. It's different from the headphones, eh?
Yes, it is. I was goofy that day.
They got a different feel when you put those on.
I know, right. I guess I just needed a bit of a break, and I thought, why don't I just goof and take this picture?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So, so what's this here? What you're doing?
That is the piece, a kakahu cloak that I had started at the very top there, where you see the crissy-crossy kind of thing. That's called mawhiti, and mawhiti means crisscross. And the technique and the type of mawhiti is absolutely stunning and a beautiful, beautiful technique to learn. And then you'll see what looks like almost like a flowery pattern kind of thing. That is tāniko. And what you see my hands doing is I'm actually doing whatu, which is weaving. So again, learning how to do this technique not only is soothing for me, it connects me well with my mother, because my mother had very, very clever hands. And this piece that I'm actually working on is a commemoration to my father's second wife, Johan.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful piece. And,
Yes.
it's just amazing, what you have done. And I want to show this piece here. This is another piece, right?
Yes. That piece belongs to one of our students who not long finished. Yes, our Aho America kakahu weaving workshop taught by myself and Carly.
Oh, yeah.
And one of our students, she'd never done anything like this ever in her life. But the pride and place that she did on this particular piece, she says, "Look, guys, I finished it," and we're like, "Wow!" So this is a lovely basic beginner technique that me and Carly teach.
Yeah.
And you do not have to be Kiwi. You don't have to be Maori. Anyone can do this, and it's not gender specific. So men and women and children can do this. Yes.
Wow. Great job, though. Great job what you can do,
Thank you.
It's and like I want everybody to know that that live over here in Canada and the States, if they want to look at some of your pieces, to get a hold of you and get in touch with you and
absolutely. Yes.
Sure. Oh, that's the same one. Yeah. So now that's a nice piece that you did, right? That's a very nice piece.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
So I just want to
that
yeah, go ahead there.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. If you want to talk about that, by all means. Look, go ahead.
I want to I'd like the opportunity to say that kakahu, korowai, bone carve, wood carve, any kind of work that you do, I feel that it's important that there's a spiritual element that goes right along with it, because when I do this kind of work, I always go into prayer and ensure that my hands are being, guided beautifully.
Yes.
Along with my mother, I can feel my mother around me. So each of these pieces that I begin and end, I name them.
Oh.
I name all my pieces. Yes.
Oh.
And a lot of people don't know this.
I did not know that.
Right. So all of my pieces that I've done have names.
Oh.
This one here is called pono.
Pono.
Pono means faith.
Faith. Okay.
Yes,
Beautiful.
faith.
Beautiful.
Yes. So it has everything to do with what I'm doing at the time. It has everything to do with the influences that are going on around me, good or not so good. And sometimes, some things we just have a little bit of difficulty moving through. So as I was working on this piece, I'm like, oh my gosh, give me faith to get through all of my work.
That's beautiful. The color is beautiful. It's got some very earth colors there, Nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
There's something else I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Is this T-shirt that I'm wearing?
Oh, yes.
See that?
Yes. It's the same as this one.
Yes, I actually won the T-shirt from you because you did a little contest, right? And I think I beat somebody else. I'm very sorry for beating that other person. I'm so sorry, but I'll tell you what, this is beautiful. It's so soft and nice and stretchy. And I wear this a lot around here. And it's very nice.
Okay.
Be kind.
Okay. Be kind. Okay. So how that came about, Dino, is when the beginning of the pandemic started to enclose everybody, and restrictions were placed here in America. Jody, who is our leader for the Kia Ora USA group.
Jody's.
Yes, she had a fabulous idea to try and reach out to all of our Kiwis within the USA group and do something, whether or not it'd be a song or something. So anyway, she and the other admin, we all agreed that we would have a little competition.
Mhm.
Okay, we all agreed. And the competition was, I think it was, 3 questions?
3 questions, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3 questions.
quick.
Right, in regard to New Zealand,
Yes.
to do with New Zealand. And the prize would be a hand-painted Ngāko Aroa t-shirt that Tino's wearing.
That's it. Be kind.
Yes, and he won it.
Oh,
And he
wow.
won it. Yes, and I couldn't even tell you what the questions were,
I can't
but
remember.
what? Yes,
But
but
thank
what
you.
was going on?
Beautiful.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. But what was going on is our Kiwis were tuning in,
Yes.
just to try and, you know, keep all of us together during that difficult time. And, you know, without Jody and the admin team putting so much hard effort
Yeah.
into looking after all of our Kiwis, this is how we tried our best to keep our Kiwis together. Bless your heart,
Nice.
Jody. Thank you. Susan is another admin, Chloe, Kate, and
Jody.
Chiaka, and Helen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jody's online. She's watching.
Hey, Jody. Okay.
So
that's how that came about.
Awesome.
You won it. You were quick, and I'm so I'm glad you won it. Right.
So folks, so Kapotahi, listen, this is another reason why this platform that I've started here with Talking Voices is one of the platforms I've started. Is to it's for us to communicate with our Kiwis that are, you know, that left New Zealand. There's a lot of them abroad, and if I can contact and get in touch with lots of them to find out what they've done and what they're doing, you know, because it's very, very, very interesting to find out what everybody's up to these days, what they did before and what they're doing now. And that's why you're on here today, because it gives you your chance to talk on Talking Voices right here on Maori Churr TV. So
wow,
we've come
thank you for the opportunity.
We've come to the end of the program.
Okay.
And I just want to thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we just got to keep on bringing on more Kiwis on the station, and then you know, wishing everybody all the best. So I'm so happy you came on. Thank you very much, and please, you got to say hi to Dennis, and keep Dennis in our thoughts with everything that he helps you with. You know,
Absolutely.
behind a good woman is a good man, or they say behind a good man is a good woman. So either way,
Absolutely.
both of you are together and working well together. So it's just amazing. And I'll tell you what,
Okay.
you know, just keep doing what you're doing, and then
Okay.
we'll keep things going along. So thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
I want to do a
Thank you.
plug. I want to do a little plug here, because in about an hour and a half from now, I'll be online again with my other show called Five Alive at 5, where I sing 5 songs at 5 o'clock today. I'll take a little break, and then we'll just come back alive. Kapotahi, thank you so much, my dear. I really do appreciate
it. Ngā mihi kia koe. Ngā mihi kia koe, Dino. Iara, iara. Kia ora.
Kia ora. All right. Folks, thank you very much for tuning in. You're only watching on Maori Churr TV. Here we go, folks.